this is my first, I don't know, voiceover almost in my videos. So this is a sketch of a random Instagram baddie that I just drew one day. It's really just watercolor and gouache. I got this gouache from Michael's. It's the Reeves gouache. I got it for like $15, and I'm using the Artist Loft, the fundamental watercolor palette. I got them from Michael's. I think the Artist Loft was like maybe $5, $6, somewhere around there. For most of her skin, I used, well, all of her skin, I used the Artist Loft watercolor palette. I usually use watercolor when I do the skin, and I go over the skin like probably 3 or 4 times, adding shadows and making a bunch of layers with the watercolor. So usually when I'm making those layers, I just go and do something else because watercolors take a little bit of time to dry, which is why I'm starting to move over to gouache. The Reeves gouache is pretty cool. It's a little streaky every once in a while, and every once in a while it cracks. Like I'm having a problem with trying to get the gouache not to crack. On a few of my other paintings, I had some cracking going on, but I just threw more water on top to have that not happen anymore. So yeah, this is me putting her hair together. I don't know why I thought of orange hair, I just thought it would be different. It was just a random sketch of a girl, a little Instagram girl, so not really reference from anybody. I just thought, hey, why not throw some butt cheeks and a phone together and do a mirror selfie? So that's what I wanted to sketch because I've been meaning to get some type of selfie sketch made. I haven't done one in a really long time. I think the last time I done like a mirror selfie sketch was in 2013. So I was kind of eager to put something out like this. And I think when I did the hair for this, I did pretty thin layers because I started off, as you saw in the beginning of the video, it was like yellow or something on her hair, and that was a marker, just a random brush marker from Michael's that was the color yellow. So I used that because I wanted to put some type of undertone to it without always having to use gouache. So yeah. Now I'm detailing the phone, and I don't own any gold ink, so I just use nail polish. I have like a crap load of nail polish, so I just decided to put that around the phone. And that stuff that you see me like taking off right there, that's what is it? Rubber glue. It was that rubber glue stuff, the Elmer's rubber glue, whatever it's called. I use that as my masking fluid, and I just coat it on really thickly so that it doesn't tear my paper, and I just use that to clean up any white areas or anything that I don't want any other color to get on top. So yeah, this is me putting her skin together. As I was saying, I do a couple of layers, so I always move on to something else as I'm doing the layers. And I was having a little bit of a problem when I was putting on the darker color for some reason. Usually the darker colors are more opaque, but this time it wasn't opaque at all. Like it was pretty thin, and I guess I just wanted to keep it somewhat transparent because I wanted that tattoo to keep showing. So I had a little bit of problem with streaking on her arm, but I know what to do next time to not let that happen. Cause I can get my colors pretty smooth when I want to. Yeah, I always forget to add the skin, like the scalp for the part. Like I always forget to do that. Like that's usually one of the last things that I do. Cause I always forget to do it. So I was like really happy that I caught myself on this. So usually when I add like shadows, I always try to get the complementary colors in the picture. So most of the complementary colors that I was using for this picture was orange. So I put a little bit of blue in her flesh to add those shadows underneath her neck, arm, and other spots of her body. Oh, this was a fun part to do. This was me adding the different tones to her fingers. I wanted to have that somewhat of a realistic look. When you flip your hand over, for most, I think it's on dark skinned people, we have the two tone effect going on. So that's what I did. I just made sure to wait a while before I added more color so that it can set in without being disturbed. Oh, this was another fun part. I loved trying to get the skin smooth on her bottom. I don't know why, but it kind of like streaked out, so I was a little frustrated, but it was fun to, challenge myself with that area. I don't know why I was having so much of a problem with it, because usually I don't. I can get it pretty smooth, but for her arm and for where her tattoo is and for her bottom, it was like really hard to get it not to be streaky. I think it was because I had so many different shadows around, and my son was acting up when I was recording this video, so I was kind of paying attention to him, and trying to paint and make sure that I was in frame, because this is like my first time doing a painting on camera, because I really don't do it that often, so I'm still trying to get the hang of all of this. So now I'm detailing her eyes. I start off with like a really thin layer of another complementary color. Like, I think it was a little bit left over from her skin from the first layer and some orange. So I started to dab that in, and then I took that darker brown that I was shading her skin with that had that little bit of blue tone into it. I added that around her eyes for shading, and I'm using the reeves gouache on her lips. So I had some left over from when I was doing some roses on another piece, so I usually just leave the gouache from another piece and I'll just leave it for something else. So that's what I use on her lips. So it was a pretty dark shade, and I kind of made the gouache a little bit too transparent with water. So I had to go back in with another color of gouache. It was like, I can't remember. It was another reddish color, so I just drew that on top of her lips so that it wouldn't show that streakiness. So I got a pretty smooth lip going on, and yeah. Now I'm detailing her hair. I don't like for colored hair not to have roots, so I gave her a little bit of dimension by adding darker orange into her hair so that it wouldn't be so flat. I didn't want it to be flat at all, so I started to detail her roots in. Yep. And now I'm cleaning up the areas of where her hair color got onto her clothes. I wanted that bodysuit to be completely white, so I just cleaned it up with some wash in those areas where I wasn't paying attention to where I placed the masking fluid. So whatever I missed with the masking fluid, I got with the gouache to cover it up. That's what I love about gouache, because it's so opaque, and so most of the time it's creamy. So I really love that about gouache. Now I'm using this is like a little bit a thicker layer of gouache, because you see how at first when I applied the other gouache, it was really dark, but gouache dries lighter. The darker colors dry lighter, and the lighter colors dry darker. So I got some pretty cool tones with that. Yep. And now I am giving you all my Instagram so you can check out me, myself, the Instagram baddie. Boom.